Well, good evening. Evening, everyone. Welcome to the 30th of December 2020. And a lot of people wanting to see the back of 2020, but hopefully, we're going to see the back of the virus too, and another vaccine approved here in the UK, the Oxford one. So that's encouraging for us all. And so here we are. I said we do 100 days of breakthrough. I was going to try and do one every day. I missed a few, so I did a catch-up day. But here we are on 98 of 100 days of breakthrough, heading for day one of 2021, 1/1/21, and start counting upwards from there. It's time for a breakthrough. Lots of reasons, and I know lots of people who jump on here are believing for their breakthrough, their health breakthrough, their relational breakthrough. The end of singleness for some, finding their mate, their life partner, needing a job, whatever that is. And Sue and I are pressing in for a breakthrough in our lives too. So it's we're doing this together. We're in this together, believing He's the God of the breakthrough. It's actually His name. And good evening to those that are joining, America and Italy and the UK, of course. And so I said that these last 3 days I was going to jump on and play around a little bit with the SWOT analysis. I've done SWOT analysis, and don't be bored by it for a minute. Don't switch off. I've done that as part of strategic planning, and I like it. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. But the only reason for doing it is if you do something with it. And yesterday we had a look at build on your strengths. What's your strength? What are you going to build on in 2021? And tonight I want to look at weaknesses, and just what do we do with those? And the interesting thing about strategy, and I really feel like there is something on the word strategy and strategist, particularly for the coming year. I believe that we're going to receive the wisdom of the extraordinary strategist, so that we can be the strategists on earth, marrying logic and planning and thinking things out with the power and the guidance of the Holy Spirit. But the strategist, the word came from a similar era to the word apostle, and there were two elements to a strategy in the Roman culture, and that was defend and advance. And that's a really good way of looking at our lives. We need to defend, protect, and we need to advance. And I'm adding in there build. And of course, when they were building a city, they were also going to be dealing with their weaknesses. So that's where I want to go. Overcome. See, you build on your strengths, you overcome your weaknesses. I've been thinking about mine today, and just focusing on one area and thinking, I think that probably is for me in the coming year. I want to work out what to do with that area of my life and overcome in that area. I want to encourage you. Just take a very quick inventory of your life. What are your weaknesses? Now, weaknesses aren't... We're going to deal with threats. We're going to put the two together tomorrow, and then on Friday we're going to just go after one particular thing, which I think is really, really important for us all. So tomorrow we're going to do the last two. We're going to do opportunities and threats. Now, weaknesses and threats are different. Weaknesses is something that you can deal with, you can overcome. It's kind of like you've got a wall, but there's a weakness in the wall, so you overcome that weakness. You've got a weakness in your life, in your thought life, in your behavior, you can overcome it. Threats are things that will take you out of the game, and you have to defend against them. You have to stop them coming into your territory. So weaknesses, I just want to encourage you, just take a moment, take an inventory. What's an area of your life where there's a weakness, whatever that looks like? It could be something like public speaking. It's an area of a weakness that you've not got over, and I just want to encourage you. And we're taking that verse from 1 Samuel 30: pursue, overtake, recover all. There's David. He's had such a tough time, and he says to God, shall we pursue? And God says to David, you shall surely pursue, overtake, and recover all. And isn't that what we're looking for with breakthrough, is to pursue something, to overtake something, and to recover everything, which might mean that we never had it in the first place. It might be recover God's plan, God's intention, God's purposes, God's blessing for your life and mine. So the idea of this SWOT analysis is very simple. A personal SWOT analysis. What's the strength that you're going to build on in 2021? And then what's the area of weakness where you are going to overcome? And I'm really believing that that many of us, this very simple check. Where's the weakness? Just pick one. Don't go crazy. Just pick one. One area of weakness. Something that, I remember one for me was an interesting one when I first started working at Bethel and was working for Chris. He was in the car with him one day and he said, "You're not very good at confrontation, are you?" I said, "No, I'm not." That was a weakness. Now, part of it was, I said, "Hey, you don't do that working in prison. You don't confront the prisoners. You don't confront the staff. You don't do that thing. You're kind of paid to keep the peace." And I had to learn to confront. I overcame that weakness. And I remember one day when I dealt with a situation and Chris said, "Yeah, it looks like you dealt with that." It's like, yeah, I'm over that. So pick it. What's an area of weakness? And then tomorrow we're going to have a look at opportunities and threats. What's the point of identifying those? And just going to go for it in these last couple of days of 2020, this strange, this unusual year, but it's been a year where there's been much to learn, hasn't there? So bless you. One of my little things for this year that I said, I want this to be a year of simple things done well. And little did I know that I would have so much time to learn to do a few simple things really well. So bless you guys. Thanks for jumping on this. What's your strength you're going to build on 2021? What's your weakness you're going to overcome in 2021? Let's deal with this stuff and let's press in for the breakthrough that God has promised for you, for me, for us. Psalm 67 says he wants to bless us. Why? So that the world may know his ways. That's an incredible promise. I love that one. Good night.